My guy,
Have fun now.
my guy, how you doing now?
I just do.
First of all,
See,
do you know how happy I am that you're here? Most people do shakara, they will first. That's you just even said, "Hey, let's go now. One time.
I be now.
If you how you do, how you felt?
About this side just do. You know, see, as I don't the fat up and down.
Guy, you mean say you dey enjoy life.
I beg you.
Yeah, first of all, now the first time we done, see your brother and a regular customer for you, and he dey always come live now.
And you know, say that one na a normal way now.
So he hasn't even, but I need to actually text him see how he's doing because I haven't even. He seems like he's been in the backgrounds recently.
That's
No,
if he's not working.
no, I don't think he's here yet.
Because these days it's very hard to catch him.
that was proves my point. He's doing on the G things. Hey guys,
It's
how you
true.
doing? All right, no Kiko guy. This all ends thing, man.
Baba, this NSAS thing,
Yeah,
omo.
Nigeria as a whole is just
Uh, well, I think basically the government has a lot to do with this NSAS thing. If you look at the way it started and where it is heading to now, the government really has a lot to do. Like I was telling someone today, they are trying to cover up tracks. If you watched this person's interview with CNN, Sanwo-Olu's interview with
my
CNN,
body does the shake for there.
exactly. And then
Yeah.
it's like he didn't know what to say again because it's
I'm
like
telling you.
the lady was literally just throwing him questions, and then Baba eventually jabbered that the military intervened at the end of the day. So I was telling somebody earlier today, they are only trying to cover up tracks because they say their yansh don't open.
You don't open.
Their yansh don't open.
Don't open.
The one way bust my head past
Don't
now say Fashola go see camcorder for.
I like my Nigerians. My Nigerians didn't even waste time. They just turn out to challenge. They didn't even waste time.
I tell you,
The whole
Baba
it's
don't
just
turn. Baba don't collect different names. Person call him Fashalak Holmes. Another one saying a Fashlock. Another one saying a Fashlock Holmes.
I
They
don't know.
don't even do posters there. If they say the movie now coming out in December 6th. Oh, that country now pure cruise, I
Now
beg.
cruise, now cruise, now
Ore, how
cruise.
far now?
Baby girl was good. Offer now. As your offer. Yeah, that country now cruise, man. Now the whole.
Honestly.
You know what's funny? Some things I picked up on before we even really go into because I don't want today to be also continue to rant about NSAS and Nigerian government again. But you know what really what some things that stood out to me in that song Olu video. A couple things. First of all, I was looking at how he was talking, like his manner of speaking, the energy with which was coming.
There was really no
He
confidence.
looked like he looked like the person that was interviewing him was the principal, and he was the student that was answering questions, and the principal was asking him, "So who was there? So what did you do?"
Exactly.
And he was doing,
Exactly.
he was just me,
Eh,
and guy. I was just like, this,
it's
this
like,
is
wait, I'm
this
like,
is interesting. This is interesting, man, because
see,
she's somebody that lives in a government where they hold their leaders accountable for what they do.
yeah, so
The way she
when
was
she's asked,
speaking,
when she's asking, she was asking questions with authority. And then as a governor, you are talking like you don't even have an idea of what is
yeah.
happening. But then another angle to it is when I was confused, I had to go off social media for like 2 days.
Mm,
Momsi was Momsi was worried. She started calling Yinka in Canada.
mm.
So Yinka now had to call me. Popsy now spoke with me. Popsy said they basically set Sanwo-Olu up to take the fall. Because if you look at it, he's the chief security officer for Lagos State. And everything that happened basically happened in Lagos State. Majority the killings, everything happened in Lagos State. So they literally just set the guy up that okay, we'll do this in your state. I think he got to find out at the last minute. That was why he did the impromptu curfew.
On Twitter, like a dumbass. Tell me, say
See,
sorry. On
the
Twitter,
guy
like
the guy
someone that
is
is
the
not
guy
serious.
is just I feel the guy is a Twitter governor. Like the way Trump is a Twitter
Like,
president. Because most of his announcements are always on Twitter. The curfew, they first put it to 6 o'clock. Then, when he saw that he was stuck in the same traffic, according to the
oh, he
information
was
I
stuck in the
got,
same traffic.
he was stuck in the same traffic. That was
Huh.
why he extended it till 9 p.m. so that to give them room to get home and, say that, oh, this was what happened. But then Fashola just came today and busted my head, man.
Good.
Like, did you
They
not
don't
even
rate
see
us. They don't rate
they
us.
did not even see normal camera to put or all those small cameras that they can say okay maybe it fell when they were doing surveillance sweep or something. It's camcorder of how many years ago.
Gently placed there. You just there.
I'm telling you, Baba now brought out handkerchief. Baba brought out handkerchief and used to pick up. I'm like, seriously?
It,
Do you
it,
think Nigerians are this daft?
they don't rate. See, I believe that that's why even Sanwo-Olu felt that he couldn't go on CNN and say the whole military wasn't involved because everybody can see. He knows who he's talking to. He knows the
Exactly.
platform he's on. You get.
And then everybody knows already. But then
Guy. See, let's never move because we can.
let's leave that matter.
Yeah. So let's talk about our mental state during the whole stuff, even up to now, and how we survived or didn't survive. Because not everybody, some of us didn't survive. Some of us were breaking down. Some of us were struggling. Some of us were trying to hold on by a thread. You get. So like, how was the whole shit, or how has the whole shit been for you?
During that when the thing started, I was afraid. Oh, the day started. That's how. Coincidentally, the day started. I was talking to Popsy, and then his brother calls and says he's at Lekki toll gate where the
Oh,
NSAS protest is happening.
oh,
Popsy now goes, I'm still thanking God that the boys are not around. You now come and tell me that you are where the NSAS protest is. Apparently, he was just pulling Popsy's legs that he's in his house, so he's not anywhere near. So when all those things started happening and everything playing out, fear gripped me. Especially for all my idiot friends that were going to the front of the protest, people like Damani.
why they eat? Why call them idiots, guy? They are
No,
heroes. They are
when I say
heroes.
when I say idiot,
oh,
when
you,
I
oh,
say
oh,
idiot,
you mean the act was not? It,
it's
what's the
like okay,
adjective of
it's like
idiots?
okay,
No, I must know. What's the adjective of idiots?
okay. Are you trying to say what I mean? Like I should say what I mean by
Yeah,
calling
do you
them
mean them
idiots.
as people? They're just idiots, or do you mean?
Yes, I mean them as people are just idiots.
Okay.
No, I know. Tamani was doing Tamani the photographer, and I was covering all the
Tamani
events.
is Renu's personal photographer now.
Abi now,
Apparently.
Baba Tom PA. So, but during the entire process,
Mm.
I did not get myself because I'm like, okay, what if these guys actually entered the estate? What would have happened? Because at several points when I was making phone calls, they're like, they can hear gunshots from the house. And then I had seen videos of like stray bullets meeting people, and I'm like, God, just be keeping them safe. I don't know how you want to do it, but just be keeping them safe. So in fact, when we did the protest here, and then they were like, I should come. I was like, okay, I will come. And I got there. The protest here cracked me up, man. If you saw the video from Sahara Reporters, the guy that was shouting Buhari is a bad boy. There's a guy that somebody was shouting, who is a bad boy? The guy was literally shouting, Buhari is a bad boy. Buhari. I was like, I was just laughing. I told my friend, I said, see all these people. And then the one that now busted my head, when we were closing the session, that's how they turned it to prayer session. They turned it into prayer session, and then everybody was like, start speaking in tongues. And I'm like, why will you people turn it to prayer session? There are Muslims here. There are people that they don't go to church normally here. It is supposed to be a protest.
Especially because it wasn't tagged as like a prayer walk or...
Exactly. And then they started scabashing and everything, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna be okay at the end of the day. But then at the end of it all, we thank God that we are recovering mentally, because our government disgraced us, so we had to catch the cruise, and then all in catching the cruise, and then to top it off, somebody now went to go and be dragging me on Twitter. Hey,
are you serious?
I swear.
I feel like I saw you say something about that, but I couldn't locate the actual drag that you were responding to.
Somebody went to go and be in the midst of all these things. Somebody went to that was just the height.
Drag it or what?
Okay, so someone commented that someone came to his DM and was threatening him about political party and stuff. And me, jejely, I responded. I said, but he was out here openly supporting them the other day. I did note that I did not mention anybody's name. The guy now goes, he now responds to my own tweet, picks on me and responds to my own tweet, and goes, it's a pity that even Bunmi, that I don't give a fuck about his life, cares about what happens to me. In my mind, I'm like, okay, from where to where now? Where Kilagbe Kilaju? What did I say? What are you saying? So I went on my own page now, and I tweeted that I'd not call anybody. Don't come and look for my trouble. Like, I'd not call anybody's name. Meanwhile, somebody has come to me on WhatsApp already to tell me that I should calm down. I should not say anything. I'm not like, but I did not mention anybody's name. I was just making a comment in passing. And then somebody is coming to look for my wahala. So on my wall, I put that I'm not supporting that, like basically saying what happened in my own words. That I did not mention anybody's name, so nobody should come and look for my trouble. That's how Baba goes to look for my own tweet, too, and then responds to my own tweet from my own profile, and goes, if I'm a man, I should come and fight him. That he has Port Harcourt blood and he's not afraid of fight. I don't understand. Meanwhile, on his own profile, he has called me a coward. So when this guy started
I have
dragging
an
me,
important question that I'm curious.
Yeah, sure.
You people fight too,
Let me just respond to that question. Where I am standing today, no be mouth. Where I am standing today, he cannot stand it. He cannot even stand where you are.
Energy.
So,
Energy.
I mean, That is why I said, I now responded to him. I said, I will not be dragged into a war of words with you. I responded to him, I will not be dragged into a war of words with you. Apparently, my best friend and one of my other friends who happened to be my deputy senate president back in Babcock, they saw my tweet and they go, oh, tag me to the tweet. As I tag them like this,
You want to face the person, Abi?
it was not now my fight again. It was now their own fight. So I'm like, okay, that day
Those are the kind of friends I need in my life.
That day I was just laughing. So I now put on my WhatsApp status because I just needed to catch cruise that day. I now put on my WhatsApp status that's how somebody want to come and be dragging me on Twitter.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
Popsy now messaged me.
Him too wants to go and fight.
No. He messaged me. He now goes, don't go into a social media war with anybody. The intelligence of some people, we mistake the intelligence with the stupidity of some people for intelligence. When Popsy said that thing like this, I was like, so if I respond to him, it means I'm downgrading myself to being a stupid person as well. So let's just leave it like that. I wouldn't respond to anybody anymore. Princess now saw the message. She now goes,
oh, booms.
Yeah, she now goes, who is this stupid person?
I know that the energy should come with.
I'm like, we'll just die the matter, Jerry. So at the end of it all, all the crews enter bunker. So we are just recovering. So that's basically how I cope.
Guys, see how I just dig back for you. Because I did try multitask the type he talk the listen. I just the yam type balls.
You'll be okay at the end of the day.
Happy guy. We know if you kill us. But yeah, okay, you said outside. Okay, so you took, because I know I saw you posted to that you're going to disconnect for a minute and take a break off social media and all of that.
Yeah, I needed it.
Did you, what other things did you do as per did you actively try to take your mind off the whole thing that was going on, or you just didn't want to keep feeding yourself with the images and the stories and other people's grief?
I took my mind off it completely. First things first, I deleted my WhatsApp. Then I went to all my social media handles. I went to my notifications and then muted Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram. So I wasn't able to see. Is another
on a day out here, you will need Telegram.
So mad. And then and Facebook, because in this place the only thing they know is Facebook. They don't know WhatsApp, and that's very annoying. All the class group chats, Facebook. All the
people are
assignments, all the assignments group chats, Facebook. Especially, it was when I came to this place I realized that, because I'm like, even back in Nigeria, Facebook is no longer a thing. It's now WhatsApp or Twitter. But then here, everything is still Facebook. I'm like, whoa.
People are literally still on Facebook, man.
I just put everything. I turned off notification for everything. No. All my messages didn't go. I backed up everything. So
and
I didn't
were still conscious before you deleted all those things.
No. The funny thing is my WhatsApp is set to automatically back up.
He's in Scotland.
I'm in Scotland.
Baba don't jackpot live now. Baba don't live now for some older
So my WhatsApp automatically backs up. So and then when I wanted to delete it, it was asking me if I wanted to delete all the files as well. So I just said you should keep the files so that when I
Oh,
download everything. So I saw some moving on. I saw some movie recommendations on Twitter. So I started watching what's that Nigerian series now?
guess we just hitting the
Ha!
top 10.
Okay now.
I used to up and
I see you.
we were gossiping about you earlier.
Even if it's Cotonou, no, you can go to Ghana. Cotonou is too close. Except your Forza Special, Sha.
For that special, well, you know what's funny? Before you continue, speaking of this issue of Japan, I was talking to someone the other day and I was like, first of all, not everybody can Japan. Not everybody has
I'm
the
telling you,
ability to Japan.
no every
Secondly, Nigeria is our home. No matter how, no matter how much it was this whole thing that made me realize how much I actually cared about Nigeria because other than this period, I was just like, what's hinging? What sentiment do I have for Nigeria? But when this whole shit happened, I felt like people were infiltrating my house, like that my parents were in. I felt so
swears.
sad and helpless and pained. And I was like,
At some point, I was like, because I realized that Bisola was also at the front of the
guy.
protests. In my
No,
mind,
I knew Bissau was at home, so my mind wasn't even really because
no, I mean like when she was going for all the protests, and then I kept seeing her tweets like she can't sleep, she's dreaming about gunshots. I'm like,
mm,
God, just keep these people safe. Just keep these people safe.
mm, man.
And then when I was seeing her, the first place my mind went to was call mom, say and find out they're okay. Call them and find out they're okay. So I had to call to find out that they were okay. The day after I called was when I deleted my WhatsApp. Mom Sina called Yinka. Yinka now called me on Instagram. So I had to install the WhatsApp back. And then I now
Mm.
called her. So moving on, I was sure. So after deleting everything and muting all the notifications now, I now went to go and look for, I think there was a country or something. Something about Nigeria, Sha.
Oh, Netflix,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard that. I
So
haven't watched it, but I heard that thing was. Or was telling me about it the other day. She was like, yeah, you need
yeah.
to watch it.
So I didn't even watch up to 10 minutes. I closed it. Because I'm like, if I start watching, I'll probably have another mental breakdown.
Mm.
So let me just leave it. And I also gonna start watching Orange is the New Black from I swear. If I tell you all the things I've done in this place, there's a
Mm.
time there was a time I was so bored. I binge watched Suits from season 1 to 9.
Suits.
I'm telling you.
Guy, I
From
just recently finished binge watching Prison Break,
I was going to do that when I
and then
heard
I was reminded
season 6 is
how
coming.
useless it got.
Yes, Journey of an African Colony. That's the title of the this thing. So basically, that's how I coped. Though. I
Mm.
watched Orange. Orange is the New Black. Then what else did I do? Then I was always watching. I was always online, checking Sky Sports for live updates and stuff. So from there, that's how we came out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me read. I saw a comment from Gates. Let me see it. She said,
Okay.
I had to disconnect a little bit from social media because the videos were traumatizing. Speaking of those videos, it got to the point
Yeah.
where because I'm the kind
See,
of person that I cringe
if I
very easily.
if I tell you what
So
people are putting on my status,
yeah.
you know that video of the guy that died in Delta State, that his stomach was open. That's the video. I don't know why. It's as if God sent these people to me. Like 5 different people at the same time on their status. Just like that. I was not like, in my mind, I like, did they send you people to? Because
I saw videos, man. I saw videos. Yeah.
And then somebody now use, God forgive me for what I'm about to say. One useless idiot in office now came and said the live video that DJ Switch did was acted. When I saw that comment, I'm like,
move on. Next. Please. Let's not dwell on madness. It's not.
If you want to dwell on madness, there are plenty. Maybe there's one idiot that said they should sue Jack for sponsoring.
Next. No, just they move like that. No, just they move like that.
But then,
yeah,
it's quite funny that after all these things happened, we now came and then palliatives now happened. Bro, when the palliatives one started, in my mind, and then someone was even telling me that most of the gari that they stored were already turned into
turned to
mold.
stone. Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
You are hiding Indomie again. Indomie.
For what?
One idiot governor now come and say they want to distribute the palliatives on his birthday.
Is it
As
like
what
a
now?
party park?
As
Like
Father
she gives
Christmas
back.
that I used to say wahala no dey finish.
No, they finish. We go think say don't. We think say that Lekki massacre na the height. They could just bring out another one.
I'm telling you.
Guy.
And then people started vandalizing shops, and I'm like, why is it that every time all these things happen, that these same people will now go and be breaking into shops and moving stuff all in the name of fighting against government? But then, what can we do? This is the society that turned everybody to say fashola. It's not pants, it's handkerchief. It's purple handkerchief. Sherlock Holmes.
Who says pants?
It's Tokwe that said pants.
It's Tokwe okay. No, but that video annoyed me because I'm just no. It didn't. It annoyed me not because of what they are doing. It annoyed me because for two things. The fact that there's two ways to look at this. One could say they don't rate us and they're employing very silly tactics to discredit us and everything. But then I'm like, what if it's not that they don't rate us? What if we are overrating them? What if their methods are so primitive that also are like, do better, at least do something more sophisticated.
They've prepared the scripts.
But the script is outdated.
The actors are acting the script stupidly. Number one, they already did clean sweep.
Before the clean sweep, there was fire.
Loma has cleared the place after the fire. Lekki protesters have left. 5 days after, you now come and tell me.
5 days after.
You did not even see bullets. Kanipe is bullets that they said they saw now. I can understand. You now play on the intelligence of the average Nigerian by saying you found a conveniently placed camera.
That was not even obstructed in
Hmm.
any way. It was just there.
Like the camera was just there.
Baba
Ah,
can't bring a hanky.
come bring a hanky, does the hanky.
Does the hanky
Use and
can't do?
use and pick and can't give some wolu.
I see and I want use and I want duster for fingerprints. Which okay.
No,
Which
the one.
database you know want use hey, when you don't even say Nigeria does something for fingerprints. Yeah.
See, that part busted my head. When I saw the video, I'm like, okay, they've turned us to complete.
No,
But
they're
then
not no is
they didn't try at all.
they're not trying. I feel like it's us that we're expecting too much. I feel like they're just showing how because before I was thinking to myself before this whole thing they haven't
Mm-hmm,
been faced with a generation that is as technologically sound,
mm-hmm.
technologically exposed, and that connected to the global world like now.
Yeah.
So these are things they could have been employing for years, and it's just full. For example, look at how many people are saying that their parents at home and just believing this thing, hook, line, and sinker. And also we see something just like, oh, you move. It's just because I'm just like, who
It's
you people can do better now. There are better ways to deceive people.
exactly. They are better. That's what I'm saying. If you told me that you found a bullet, or you probably said after the cleanup, or maybe Loma did not clean one place very well, and then you found a broken phone. I can understand that
Like for come meet us,
because
we go help them set
we
up
go ahead and write the
we
script.
go write the script well.
Okay, say everybody was going home, and then in the whole pandemonium of okay, we're trying to get out of harm's way for so that the bullets will not hit us. Someone's phone fell down, and
Mm-hmm.
then in the rush, you stepped on the phone. We can understand that part, but more. No, 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 no.
No, never did you see. Right? It's never as DT. The phone fell. So because it
Ex-
fell, first of all, it's falling already, it breaks the screen. Then people run in, the
exactly.
phone has scattered. So the phone doesn't even come on. But na Android.
You can
Na
exactly.
Android. So memory
So
card
you
day.
exactly. So you
So they
can
can't use the
get
memory card.
stuff, or you can dismantle the phone, and then you know the internal memory or something. At least there is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Grab them. Don't be say
there are
person
better
don't the
ways to lie
camcorder.
than that now.
The camcorder said they will face the wall with lens cap on top. With lens cap did the camcorder.
It was relatively new now.
Baba can't use hanky, can't pick out like
You
this
can't
left.
use hanky picker. Chai.
So I see use hanky pick out the person will connect them. He put them for evidence bag or anything.
No,
It come with the
no.
purpose of using hanky to pick it.
I was telling. Okay, so Dari saw when I put up the video. Dari, you know Dari now. Dari saw the video, and then he goes, "This is poorly scripted." That even the actors that are acting it did not act very well.
You know
The
after
camera,
well.
the cameramen did not position themselves well. I was just laughing. I said, "Is Nigeria? What do you expect? These same idiots will come now in 2023 and be going to all those rural places and be distributing bag of rice and groundnut oil and be
That's
telling you, come and vote for me."
that is the thing. That's the unfortunate part. Is the unfortunate part. Nigeria is not as connected on a technological scale. People are still, it's very disconnected at its core. So there will still be people that will vote for them. They can still find their way.
Yeah.
They can still find their
And
way.
then when all these things started, I saw one video of whether it's a top US government official or a journalist. I can't remember. He came out on CNN, and then they were asking him that why is it that when the Paris explosion happened, that world leaders came together? I don't know if you saw the video. that world leaders came together and then they held hands in solidarity for Paris. But when it happened in Nigeria, that nobody said anything. Taisa Baba said Nigeria is not a priority to the US.
I mean, but he's just stating facts.
That and
What do
then
we have to offer as a country?
we don't have anything. And then the idiot leaders, they will carry themselves and go and be using uh, social amenities that are provided abroad. Meanwhile, we cannot. Have you seen the state of some of the general hospitals in Nigeria, Korede?
Yeah, we don't have the sick base we have. We don't have general
Even
hospitals.
even private hospitals, some of them are nothing to write home about.
It's shameful. It's shameful.
And then one person will come and be earning 9 million per month as salary. See, in that their whole salary,
Don't let me. I beg, I beg, I beg, I beg,
Korede,
I beg, I
see,
beg.
let me just say
I dey
something.
beg you. I
Let
dey
me
beg
just
you
say something.
because
Let
if
me
you
just say
start,
something.
okay.
Let me just say something. See, in that the 9 million is not even annoying me. It's not annoying me.
What
There are
annoying
two
you?
things inside that salary that's annoying me. Newspaper allowance.
And hardship, Abi. I actually
Please,
annoy all of us.
what stupid hardship are you going through?
So you know, no say to raise a burden at work.
Okay. They will not enter, they will not enter office and be sleeping.
It done. It's hard though. Being a being a senator in
Man,
Nigeria is hard, guy. The chairs in
no
their
wonder
House of Reps is not even comfortable,
no wonder some of them don't want to leave, man.
guy.
Since Tinubu left office, his wife has been Senator of Lagos Central,
Guy,
and she's still Senator
and
of
she's still
Lagos
senator.
Central. And 2023, the guy wants to contest election. She will jump from senator to first lady.
Me never.
Anyways,
God.
how did you how did you cope mentally?
How did I cope, guy? I do. I see. The question is, did I cope? I think I did. I coped because I literally sat myself down. I said to myself that you still have you have your life is not hurting for you to process your feelings at your own pace. So you have to
Exactly, yeah.
expedite things. You get. So things as simple as just at least keeping my brain cells together to function for school. Or I remember my auntie and Joshua were going out to protest, and I was like, I can't go because I have school work to do. So little things like that, and I was always saying to myself, I could, and at that point, I could literally feel myself being on the brink of just being useless and just being sad. And I was like, let me know at least. I designed their posters for them, and the posters they used to do. I was like,
Yeah.
I've done my protest in my little way.
Abi
And
now.
but I was just like, ugh. And just things. I was talking to someone the other day, and I realized that I haven't throughout this whole thing. I hadn't consciously listened to music. Like I haven't that. I haven't listened to music now. I hadn't consciously listened to music. Like, and even for me, that is weird because like I just be man right now. A song that comes to mind, I'm like, oh, let me hear this song. Or just little things like that. And I feel like the only way I could function and survive is like most people would say disconnected from social media. But then
Yeah.
I was like, let me disconnect. But I'm like, I want to go back so I can be informed because so many things are going on. And you can wake up tomorrow morning, you can see that one, like for example, people went to sleep and woke up and they saw Lekki Massacre online. Little things
Yeah.
like that, anything, and I'm just like, but I want to know I want to know. Has Buhari talked? What has someone who said? What is he tweeting? And I'll just face with that conundrum of disconnecting and being connected at the same time. But for me, the biggest emotions I felt were a mixture of I just cycled through anger and sadness and and sadness for the state of the country and sadness for the fact that the people that literally have the most influence in our lives as citizens are just evil, and they obviously take us as pawns. They don't even try. You get?
Yeah.
And I would just cycle through those things. I'll be angry again and then. But that Lekki Massacre thing, it was funny because
That
when
was
I saw when
that was
I woke up, I woke up. Usually, I'll consciously try to pray admirable. But even if as us in be now, and I wake up festival day, I've grabbed our phone. Get, but I'm even that I'm consciously like, okay, put your phone down and read your Bible and all that. But then I was like, okay, I grabbed my phone. I was on Twitter. I see that. I see they are shooting. I see. Wait. I was scrolling on Twitter. I was then Oriel just sent me. Could you have seen it? I'm like, wait. I'm seeing. And then someone sent me. I was first seeing hints, and then I think it was Tomiwa. Tomiwa sent me Jesus Switches Live as a DM on Instagram. So I was like, and someone sent me, I clicked on it, I just went on live. And I was watching this thing live as everybody was watching it. And I was just there like, I was frozen. And I was watching that thing. And that live ended. And I didn't even know what to say. I was like, wait. And then I went on. And then I went on to, no, I went on because they said that they were like Aisha Sise, who is like a CNN anchor. She was live on Bella Nigeria's Instagram. So I went there when I was watching the live, and then
okay.
I was seeing her interviewing. She was interviewing. I think it was not FK. I think it was I can't remember who she
Was
was
it
interviewing.
Mo?
I think it was Mo. I think,
Okay.
but she was interviewing one of those people that were really in the forefront of the whole protest. And I was seeing people's comments, and they're like, "They're shooting, blah blah blah." And I was seeing Aisha see the comments, and she was like, wondering what was going on, and she was like trying to reach DJ Switch and try to add that to the live so more people can see it. And at the same time, watching the
Yeah.
DJ Switch's live, and I was just like,
Live.
everything was just breaking down right in front of me, and I was just seeing people get shot. I was seeing dead bodies, and then I was seeing the short. She was showing us as we were trying to remove a bullet from somebody's leg right there.
Yeah.
As they were, as I was seeing,
That was
yeah,
when I joined the live.
as I was seeing on Twitter that they are stopping ambulances from entering, and I'm like, what is going on? I was like, and then the whole thing ended, and as always, I went to Twitter to get more information. And I was scrolling, and I was just seeing more people posting their lives, and I was seeing somebody posted a live of like I was broken, and then I could literally feel myself start. I felt it was as if my head was trying to explode, and I was like, I just closed my phone and I just laid there, and I was like, let me sleep. I just keep in mind I had just woken up. I was like, let me sleep for a bit. Let me just close my eyes and just be away from this. And I'll close my eyes, and I can't close my eyes for 4 to 5 minutes because SARS is chasing me in my dream.
I swear.
And when they're about to shoot me, I'm waking up and I'm like, King Google, nonsense. What is going?
Crazy.
And then,
That was like legit the dream. See, the night of
yeah,
the Lekki massacre, that was legit the dream I had. And the way I was escaping from them shooting me was like, you know these carts that Aboki used to push when they are going to like get water.
yeah.
The way I was escaping from them shooting me was like I would jump inside one of those carts and then Aboki would sharply push me and push me. I swear. I woke up and I was literally sweating. My pillow was literally soaked. I had to remove everything and go and dump inside the washing machine.
Hmm.
At some point, I was like, am I okay? Like, is everything alright with me? What is going on? And then when I sleep, all I'm hearing is gunshots again. I'm like, man, this is deep. But
Hmm.
then,
but then the biggest thing for me is after all of that, I would gauge how I was feeling, and I could see that this was really affecting me. It was affecting me mentally, and it was even showing physically. And and
Oh,
and
sorry, Doctor just said
I
I
I,
don't kiss someone.
I just, you can't. This is I can't be serious around people like Tope. I keep understand this guy, but yeah, I would gauge my feelings, and I'd be like, and I could sense how I was being overwhelmed. But then I would suddenly feel guilty and selfish and bad that I'm feeling this way, but there are people in the midst of this in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And I started imagining how they felt. And I
Hmm.
started to feel helpless. I started to feel like me processing online and talking about it online was just useless and not enough. Like,
It's more like,
it almost felt like somebody was beating up my family right in front of me and I couldn't do anything.
and I couldn't do anything.
And then I was just like, I was just going through all of that. And, but
Hmm.
honestly, I feel like what could have even saved me was the fact that I had other things going on in my life that I could try to focus on, and or I felt
Yeah.
a sense of duty to keep myself together to focus on. And I realized that one thing that really helped me because I mean I'm on my own. I will see things online. If anything, I'll maybe talk to one or two people by text or by brief phone conversations. But I remember I was on a group call, and then we started talking about the whole SARS thing, and I realized that us actually talking about it actually helped because
Okay.
we could share our emotions, we could share our feelings, we could see that we're not alone, we could encourage each other. And you know how Nigerians are, we always find a way to make everything funny. But
Yeah.
then, in the midst of making everything funny, we
Nigeria na
recognize
cruise
the
country
seriousness
now.
of it. So, well, and yeah, we are. At least we survived, sure. I still
Last
surviving.
last, I've been now.
I still
We have
surviving.
no choice.
And then Buhari did. You know what? You know what?
What did Buhari do?
The TikTok speech he did now.
Which one?
The speech he did that
Oh,
they
the
did that they used
pre-recorded speech that they did.
that they used Insta beef
That
to edit.
I swear.
Guy, no, see, let's not
And
see.
then
No,
and then
pause,
Femi
pause,
Adesina came
pause,
out
pause,
on live TV and said
pause,
he was one that wrote the speech.
pause. The hour is about to end, so we'll come back. We'll come
Okay,
back.
no problem. No
So
problem.
because we'll come back. Don't worry. See you guys in 2 seconds.
No,
Bye.
no.
Oh, wait, oh yeah, I was saying how Buhari's speech was another transition into another madness.
I'm telling proper ones if and then his special advisor, what are they calling that one? Came out and said he's the one that wrote the speech.
I saw that one. I saw that one.
I'm like, so you're proud of the rubbish you wrote?
I saw that one. Let me ask you this question though. I don't want to
Yeah,
dwell
sure.
on this, but I'd like to seek to seek people's opinion and see what they think.
Okay.
Do you think the person that is in Aso Rock is worried? Why are you laughing now? What? It's not a serious question. Oh, yeah, you're
see,
making me laugh.
see, honestly,
Mm,
I don't think so.
mm,
Because, sorry, I'm changing my accent because,
mm,
see, even the people, because how can you be in such a situation and then you come out to address the nation only twice?
mm,
And then the two times you are coming to address the nation, you are giving pre-recorded speech that they've joined together, that they've casted and binded all the demons inside the speech. They are now
mm,
cutting and joining together.
mm.
if he truly is still alive, then I believe he could have done more than just.
I have faith in him. Oh.
I said if it's a very big if.
And if he was say, I think if he was still alive and he was the
No,
one
if he
that
was
struck,
still alive, he might have actually come out. Obviously, we know that Buhari is very sick and is about to die. That's if you have not died already,
that's
because
another angle. Oh. That's another angle. I think because the conversations are either he's dead or he isn't. But Yinka's angle is another angle because it's very possible that he's really ill, but he isn't dead. But he's too ill to even function. So they have somebody there pending, hopefully him getting better
so
and him
wait,
coming out.
excuse me, sir. Are you saying they are acting the dictator right in our presence?
Yeah, literally.
So wait,
Nigeria is a movie now, you don't know. You
they
don't
are
say
literally.
you don't say you be movie star, you be character, like all characters. You don't na reality show guy, you know Nigerian reality show. Keeping up with the Nigerian
Honestly,
people. You don't know.
wait, Buhari did TikTok video.
And the speech, that's the speech.
Oh, I'm dead.
The speech na TikTok video now.
No, but Nigeria is a cruise country. We know that one. We've known that one for a
Man.
fact. And then you now come and give us leaders that think we are all stupid. Like, literally, all the leaders have actually acted one movie or the other, if we are to look at it.
You know,
In
hey, speaking of actors, you know, see Desmond Elliot.
Don't even go there.
The video
Don't go to
just the
that one.
way they give us Telemundo pause.
I say don't go to Desmond
Just say,
Elliot.
okay,
Desmond
sorry,
Elliot is
sorry,
too far.
sorry.
The one that say prisoners should come back.
Like she big brother, prison. Return to return to
He say prisoners should come back. Eh? Another one is giving people in Osun State. Osun State government is just the worst. He's giving them 72 hours to return the palliatives that they stole, that they took.
you know, see the one that was saying people should bring back Oba's
Oba
Oba
staff.
Lagos staff.
Oba of
Like we
Lagos
are
is a
doing juju.
mumu. Oba of Lagos is a mumu. He say he doesn't want his staff, that they should just return his shoe.
Shoot that on Gigi.
I don't
Shoot that their
understand.
price for 5K.
He said they should return the shoe and the money that they took from inside the coffin, that the money belongs to.
So people will bring back the money and say, sir, here's the money.
He said the money belongs to Ifa.
Ifa has blessed us near. Ifa works in mysterious ways.
There was one gist I saw today that one woman, after she finished looting palliatives, like she loaded the car, the taxi driver actually drove off without the woman inside the car.
Sabi guy. See, like, if you're in Nigeria, you can't be wasting. You have to be smart.
I
Everybody
swear.
on there. Look, the guy drove off.
I swear. Like, the woman finished loading the taxi, and then the taxi guy literally just drove off. I'm like, oh boy.
You know what's funny?
Wow.
The fact that he waited for her to finish loading it. Mama said that.
I swear. He waited for her to finish loading. Hey. Man.
Oh, God, man. See, Nigeria, that was actually one thing that helped me. Initially, I was very angry that I was
But we see how we're using our country to catch
that is what helped me say. Because initially I was like, Buhari for not even talk, he should have just kept quiet. I would prefer that. But then the way Nigerians just use that speech to start doing comedy,
I
And I
swear.
and I started laughing, and I was like, I should not be laughing. People died for this shit, bruv.
Have you seen Nedu's?
Okay.
Have you seen Nedu's Fashola challenge?
Okay. Everybody's doing it now.
Nedu's one is just epic.
Okay.
Nedu entered with suit, and then he went to where, okay, he put a lens of the camera on the table, and then he went to where the camera was. He now picked up the camera and now said, so this is the evidence that they are going to use for ballistic. He spoke.
Interpolation.
When he spoke that grammar, in my mind, I'm like, it's okay. We will be all right at the end of the day.
Okay. They don't. You know, I feel like slowly and surely they are, because I was talking to some people the other day. I was saying this to my auntie too. I said that there's no honor among thieves. Yeah. When shit starts to get real, people will start to point fingers to
Yeah,
take attention from themselves.
that's
And
what they will do now.
I feel like that that would be key in things getting better, because you started to see it with how even people like Songola are switching out in interviews.
I'm telling you, he was literally like, in the interview, you could see in his face that he's not saying the truth, but he's pained that he cannot come out to say what exactly is happening. Because
We've said it here. We've said that he just looks like he's just a scapegoat for this whole thing. And I don't pity him at all. At all.
because as it
At
is,
all.
if he say he want to resign, they will not allow him to resign. Because if it is resign, the way it is now is resign and get killed. Because you know too much for you to say you want to resign right now.
You should know he's
So someone was saying a friend of mine was saying the best thing for him to do if he wants to resign is take his family out of Lagos and then resign and let the cat out of the bag, them the consequences. But in Nigeria of today, if you them the consequences, child, you don't be, because
don't be
they will find you.
but then the fact that but my problem is, if that is your that is not rational enough. You either don't go into the politics at all, or go into it and do what is right. Because the fact that
Yeah,
you recognize that the political system at a particular point in time is corrupt from beginning to the end, and that corruption has been brewing for decades. You see it, and then you willingly step into it. Then that says something. You don't willingly step into it to at least try to propose change, or try to do your little to make things better. You are complicit with the nonsense that they do. Then I can't pity you. I can't feel bad for you. You're a problem too. Somebody started saying that, see how someone only shaking. I'm feeling bad for him. I said you should shake. Shake it, that he has never started shaking. You should
see,
shake. Coach should
he's
catch it.
lit- he's literally
See,
afraid now because even the law says he has tried to prove it. Someone who is trying to say that I am being fair to all sides. But even the law says he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. You cannot come with blood on your hands and
you
say
can't
you
come
want
and
to.
expect to go scot free. No.
Exactly.
You will still receive punishment.
Last. Even if your punishment is not as serious as the way it would have been before. Another person was saying they should do what they did in Ghana. See, before you can do what they did in Ghana in Nigeria, oh my god,
You go tell.
the one for people that don't know,
You go
the
tell.
one that Rawlings went to put all the Ghanaian corrupt leaders. He called press conference. He did not now appear in the press conference. He blew up the entire building with all of them inside.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said they should do it in Nigeria. I said, ordinary press conference that Obasanjo went for. This one is not mouth. Ordinary press conference that Obasanjo went for, that wanted to kill him with microphone.
Oh, the
Baba
whole
gave them
microphone
their,
thing. I heard about that.
and then brought out his own microphone. He came for, before I left Babcock, before they started doing their rubbish, he came for a talk on local governments, blah blah blah, because he was one that introduced local governments in Nigeria and whatnot. So he came for a conference, local. So someone was reading his citation. You not believe that the chairman of the occasion collected the mic and said the citation is not complete. Inside the program there, he called Obasanjo Ebora Mogu. That day, when that thing happened, Omo, I just packed all my conference material
Hmm.
and I left the conference. I said, even inside conference, they are calling you Ebora Mogu. Yes, so I used to wanted to poison his tea. And Baba picked up the cup broke. See, the way it is in Nigeria.
Somebody mentioned Oshibajo. What do you think about? What's your opinion?
See, as you want me to talk from a Christian point of view or just my point of view?
Uh-uh. From your point, even the Christian
Wait,
point of view.
see, I have to tell people when I'm talking politics, I like to forget God inside politics matter,
Why?
because God can, mhm, God has given us all the tools that we need to make the changes. Yeah.
Mm.
But God cannot come down himself and make the change for us.
Point. 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 Point.
We are the ones that have to, okay, he has given us these tools. What do we do with these tools? How do we make effective use of them? So if I'm bringing God into politics, I'll be talking biblically. And if I'm talking,
Okay.
okay, they say I should talk from a human being point of view.
Yeah, talk
I
from a
feel,
human being point of view.
I feel since the time that they stripped Osinbajo of his vice presidential duties, he has become a figurehead person in that office. How did they strip him of his duties? They created Ministry of Special Duties, created Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Those are, if you read the constitution, those are
Those are
particular
part of vice
angles
presidential duties.
that he's supposed to. So since
Yeah.
they created Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and they said this Buhari is the woman Buhari want to use as second wife that he gave the ministry to. I'm not joking. They said it's the woman. Oh, all this thing news carried it now.
They turn
He
our
says
government to Tinder.
exactly. So right now, what I believe the actual plan was they knew Buhari was going to. They expected Buhari to do something like what Yaradua did, that Buhari would die in office,
Mm.
such that Osinbajo would take
Ochimajo will
over,
take over. Mm.
the same way Goodluck took over from Yaradua.
Mm.
But after they stripped him of his duties, Baba did not say again.
Mm.
And rather than do the most honorable thing, which is to resign, because before he became vice president, he was attorney general for Ogun State. And he has a clean track record for being attorney general of Ogun State.
Mm.
You now come and become vice president. And you were doing well because the time Buhari was in London for that 50 something days, I'll be 60 something days, when Osinbajo took over. Okay, it was actually Lagos State. Thank you. Osinbajo was attorney general. I think it was his brother that was for Ogun State then. because I know two of them were Attorney General at one point or the other. One was Ogun
I'm not
State,
quite
one was
sure, so I
Lagos
won't
State.
even speak on it.
So when Buhari disappeared for that 50-something days, Osinbajo took over and we were seeing changes.
Were we?
Well, we were seeing changes.
We're
When
seeing
I say
audio
we're,
changes. We're seeing audio changes.
but we know
Okay.
that the person that was actually controlling the government at that time is dead already. Abba Kyari
Mm.
is dead already because they knew. I feel they knew that if this guy lives to a particular point, all the secrets will come out at the end of the day. Because Abba Kyari basically knows everything that is going on in Aso Rock. He
Mm.
was like Buhari's right-hand man.
Mm.
So, as it is now, Osinbajo is figurehead. So, we don't have president, we don't have vice president. And the mumu that is in Senate, Gbajabiamila Abi, was that one's name? He don't have sense.
Now, to not be today we read this, but now we know for sure.
He don't have sense. You are coming out after all the incidents have happened. You are coming out to say that you will not sign 2021 budget if it doesn't cater for what are they calling it? For victims of the NSAS protest, and if it doesn't cater for ASU. We know that at the end of the day, your senators will strong arm you into signing the bill because no, they don't want their salary to be delayed.
You mean there are 29 million naira salary?
Yes,
Okay,
they
okay.
don't want it to be delayed.
I'm just making sure. Okay. Okay.
So as it is, there's no. I've been saying this thing. There's no government in Nigeria anymore.
At
It
all.
just remain. It just remain that they
At
should declare state.
all.
It just remain that they should declare state of emergency.
Guys, yeah. There are so many things that see. If there's any conspiracy theory in this life that I have been like, wait a damn minute. This has some substance to it? Is this Barry thing? And it just everything just leads me. First of all, I think Osinbajo is his purpose was served even before the tenure began, and it ended right when the tenure began. His purpose was just for Barry to get elected. To me, I
If you
feel like
sorry
everything other
to
than that.
cut you short. If you look at it, Buhari knows what he's doing. Let me explain. Or Buhari knew what he was doing. Let me explain. 2011,
Why do you change it to
when
new as per if you see their alive? I mean,
yes, 2011,
I tell
when
me,
he was 2011 when he was contesting presidency under CPC, his running mate then was Tunde Bakari.
true, true. That's true. But I totally forgot about that, man.
In 2011,
That's
his
true,
running
man.
mate was Tunde. So he is always looking for someone in position of authority or someone that has command of the people.
To validate him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he knew that people used to listen to Tunde Bakari every Sunday on channels. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Osinbajo. He knew about Osinbajo's track record. And he's like, okay, if this person has this kind of track record, then he'll be able to pull more crowd. If you look at it throughout the election, the campaign period, the person that pulled the crowd, even the person
That's
that went
right.
for
Yeah.
the presidential debate, Neil, not vice presidential debate,
Yeah.
is Osinbajo
Yeah. True.
that came.
That's true.
So I mean,
That's true.
what else is there? What are we talking about? The man, okay, maybe the man was, it was, we saw the man more in the first tenure. Now the second tenure has come. They've pushed him to the side.
Now
In fact, they've relegated him to the back.
No, now they made him a minister.
Because
They made
if
him.
he wasn't,
You didn't hear?
which minister?
Minister of Apologetic Affairs. and and
Because he's
and
he's always
and had to be
apologizing.
stationed as his heart is always going out to
He's
to
always
do some things.
apologizing. If you look at it, if this NSAS protest had happened in 2016, 2017, yes, 2016, 2017, it's Osinbajo that would have come to Lagos, not Fashola.
Okay.
Because Osinbajo was the face of the people.
True.
Now, as they've relegated Baba to the behind.
Now, Fashola, they can't use make pick camera.
Because they know that Lagos people loved
Love
Fashola when he was
Fashola when he was
governor.
governor. Yes.
So they
Yes.
decided to make a complete mockery of the man. And the man, it's true.
Tokwe said he's hat na dispatch rider.
Dispatch rider, always going out.
Tokwe.
The man came and just messed up his entire 8-year track record by doing one stupid thing.
Yeah. Honest, no, and that's why to me, I can't pity anybody. Once you allow yourself to be complicit, you have sold your garments. I don't care when I saw that and I was like, it pained me because I'm like, this one is supposed to be educated now.
He's a son.
Didn't you say to the people that gave you the plan you could boss you? There are some loopholes inside it.
He's a son. A freaking senior advocate of Nigeria.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even understand. I don't even get it.
And they are playing your head like table tennis.
It's not they are playing their head because I
They are
don't
playing
know.
that's what I mean. They are playing their head like table tennis.
They're playing okay. I tell you, they can't play my because
No,
they watch
just
film.
imagine this NSAS protest happened during Obasanjo's time.
Oh, what happened?
I'm saying just imagine. And then Tafaba, we know that one stole money very well. They did not even hide that one. And then Tafa Balogun was the IG. You know, Obasanjo's approach to everything is carrot and stick.
True.
So if there is no violence, Obasanjo will not, because I would have said good luck, Jonathan. But during Jonathan's time, when they had the protest, the fuel scarcity protest, it was Jonathan that carried military men and said they should come and stop the protests. That was when military men went and blocked Ojota Road. That was when Fashola was governor. That was when Fashola said that the Lagos protest was peaceful, that there was no need to send military, and they recalled the military people back.
Yeah.
So how will such a man that displayed such high level of intelligence then now come and display stupidity now?
It's baffling and it's sad.
Sorry, Tonwa, carrot and stick. Let me explain carrot and stick to Tonwa. Carrot and stick is, I give you carrot. If you collect the carrot, we are fine.
Yeah, fine.
If you don't collect the carrot, then wahala dey. It's more like do me, I do you, God no go vex. That's the carrot and stick approach. That was, is it not carrot and stick approach Obasanjo used to level village in, which state was it, Bayelsa?
But that's why this is even, that's why I'm excited what's happening, but I'm also sad that this has been happening. this has is it not? I can't remember what village it was. But they said the military went and killed over 100 people and buried them in a mass grave. And the same
Yeah,
pattern, they came out and said the military was not involved. But
but
because we
that was
intelligent people
Obasanjo.
weren't involved in it, they were able to just say that and get away with it. You get what I'm saying?
Now
And
look at it. Look
well,
at
it
it
has
now.
been happening for years,
The
man.
same idiots, that have done this thing, are now, you see, United Nations and that corrupt organization. All of them are now UN peace ambassadors.
You know,
Obasanjo
see
is
that
UN
one.
peace.
You know, see that one. That
Don't
is that.
don't don't go to that one. Don't go to that one.
See,
Obasanjo is UN peace ambassador. Is African Union peace ambassador. Goodluck Jonathan is peace ambassador for UN. So I mean, you propagate violence in your own country. You now come and be promoting peace in another man's country.
doesn't make
When
sense.
all these NSAS protests started, I saw the Buhari was going to Mali to settle conflicts.
What is into the conflict for your own house?
I don't know. In the heat of the protest, Buhari was signing referendum to go and settle conflict in Mali. Oh,
You know, when that's when that clip went online about that was a CNN when that man said that um we have nothing to gain from Nigeria. Why would we step in?
yes, now.
I
Yes.
understood people's anger. I was irritated, but I was like, it's the truth.
Yeah,
Our greatest assets, which are our people, willingly run to their country. So what else do they need?
exactly.
What else do they need from us?
I was telling someone, I said, if Nigeria was a better place, I would prefer to stay in Nigeria than to travel out. Because
Wow, exactly. But everybody would prefer to stay in Nigeria
is
if
when
Nigeria
is when
worked.
you go outside Nigeria that you understand what they call proper structural racism.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In the workplace, everywhere, even in school.
Everywhere. Everywhere in school, in the workplace, in restaurants, in everywhere.
You see,
Everywhere.
all those places are going foul.
Everywhere.
I went to the mall the other day and I wanted to get foodstuffs. Okay, so there was this Scottish lady that was coming, and cause what she wanted to pick was where I was, eh, she waited for me to pick what I wanted to pick,
Mm.
and then waited for me to leave. She did not now come through where I was standing. She went to go and pass the back to come and pick. In my mind, I'm like, okay, so what points does that prove now? You
Are,
just wanted to
are
show
you
yourself.
expecting it to be most you which is one thing I've learned from this whole thing. Evil in whatever way it displays itself, whether racism or oppression or irrational oppression or whatever way it displays itself, or hate of any kind, most of it, if not all of it, is irrational. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. It is irrational to explain how somebody can hoard palliatives in a warehouse. For what reason? What's the why?
Sorry.
What's the reason?
My brother is an idiot. He said that she can go the distance.
No, not true. Now that's the only rationale. She wants to get more steps in her day. She wants to get more more workout or something. Because other than that, what's the point? It doesn't. Which is what even pains us more in that Nigeria,
Ex-
because outside we can say okay, you're racist, okay, okay, you're white, you're black, okay, maybe yeah, you still useless, so but at least there's a basis for it. But in
exactly.
Nigeria, where it should even be, if anything, let's analyze this for a second. Let's
Okay.
analyze it for a second. As black people, we recognize that racism exists. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we recognize that a core concept of racism isn't even isn't even blood ethnicity. It's more skin color. You
Yeah.
get nobody walking on the road is like checking your blood and measuring the percentage of ethnic bloodlines in your body. They're seeing your
Mm-hmm.
body. You get what I'm saying? They're
Mm-hmm.
seeing your skin tone.
Your skin.
If anything, if anybody should be jackpotting, is black people in European countries jackpotting to Africa.
Exactly.
You get, because that is where you should feel at home. Now explain why in our own country we're oppressing ourselves.
See, that's the one I don't understand.
That's why evil is not rational. It's not rational. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Why you go dey hold palliatives for warehouse? For what? For what reason? It does
Koide,
not make
when I
sense.
saw the warehouse, I'm like, so these palliatives are literally reaching the ceiling.
Reaching the ceiling in
And
different
then
parts
one
of the country.
and then one idiot now came out and said they were waiting for bags of rice to arrive before they started distributing.
Are you stupid?
When I
Are we stupid? That's the question.
They were waiting for bags of rice to come.
If also it even just shows me that all these people in leadership they are dense. We have dense people in leadership. We don't have intellectual. At least see, if I want to lie, I can lie. You, I can put it in a way where somebody can be like, I mean, it's still bullshit, but we can see okay. But
Sorry,
we,
I swear,
we have
Tomiwa,
people in
so
government
some
that are just dense, dense.
properly dense. Tomiwa maybe he wanted to use it to do birthday gifts. You know, the one that wanted to distribute palliatives on his birthday. Maybe
And
he
party
wanted to use
pack
it to
now.
do birthday gifts. So he will put like one like two hungry man, one granola, one salt, and
So Toko just made a good point. He said
yeah, what do you say?
we're asking for good roads and basic amenities from people that can't share free indomie. Perfect point.
That can't do what?
Share free indomie.
Yes now.
Perfect point.
Yes now.
Perfect point.
Hey, Koide, let me bust your head. Ondo
You want to
State
bust it more
elections.
than they bust my
Sorry,
head.
sorry. You know Ondo State just did elections last month. I saw one picture on social media. APC Akara frying spot.
Explain.
They were distributing Akara to people that were voting.
Is it Lekon they're voting for everybody?
Honestly, when I saw that thing, I was like, this is the height.
And they were doing it at the,
I'm like, this is the height.
imagine how much it would discredit Democrats in America if we hear Democrats are giving voters that vote for their representatives free iPhones. Imagine how scandalous that would be. But we live in a country where that is just normal. Nobody's even seen that as a problem.
I literally saw APC Akara frying spots.
Akara.
Uh,
They know
I
we are
wish I
hungry. They know.
when we are
They
collecting bag of
know.
rice and
They know.
bag of salt for election.
They
Why won't
know.
they? It's not people
They
that are selling
know.
their votes for 5,000 and 7,500.
They know we've gotten to a point where people in Nigeria can't even fathom thinking of a future for themselves or even their children. They're
Exactly.
really thinking of what they will eat today. That's the height of their hope. They know. They know. It's sad.
And
It's sad.
it's very sad. And then people that are now ministers are because you're a minister because you supported me during my campaign or you contributed. No technocrat what
Toba
Nigerian
said, "Do they
politics.
add bread?"
I don't know.
They
I
didn't
don't
even
know
miss
if they
them. They
had it.
didn't even add the bread.
I just see the one of 5,000 and 7,500. I saw a video of two girls boldly recording themselves and saying, "We just sold our votes for 5,000. We just sold our votes for 5,000." In my mind, I'm like, and you are happy to say it.
Hmm.
The one in Ekiti was one that finished me. So when they started voting, APC was giving 3,000, PDP was giving 5,000. When they saw that people were voting more for PDP rather than APC, APC started giving 7,500. So PDP saw that they could not afford to pay 7,500. They now started paying 6,000. So if you vote, they give you 7,500 on the spot. If you vote APC, they give you 7,500 on the spot. If you vote PDP, they give you 6,000 on the spot. It's money that APC is to win the election. As you are pressing your finger, they will check which party you voted for. If it's APC, they will give you 7,500.
You know what? Because I used to say to myself that even here, I said to myself that I've casted doubt on even the credibility of us voting in Nigeria. I've been saying that if a president that is aware that he was democratically elected solely on the votes of the people, at least your conscience will prick you that these people that voted for you, hoping that you will do the things you promised. You won't be able to sleep
Yes.
at night seeing that they are suffering. That's my rationale. And I was like, then if I'm deducing, I can then deduce that people that are in power, they just sort it out among themselves and they just make us think we're voting them in. You get what I'm saying? But then when I see things like rigging, I see things like they pay people to vote, I'm like, okay, you wouldn't pay money and you wouldn't put all this effort into something that you didn't know counted. You get? So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe the votes do actually count. You get?
What's
And
that?
then no,
Drop that thing.
no, I'm sorry, but that was my rationale. I'm just trying to rationalize. You get?
Okay.
I'm trying to rationalize, and I'm like, but even if that's really the only way that's why they'll continue to be there. To be honest, because it doesn't make sense to us. But then I'm like, okay, maybe that's why you can be hiding palliatives
Yes,
in
now.
the warehouse. Because Thomas said that poverty is the strongest weapon, and that's true. When people are hungry, when people are suffering, they are vulnerable. You get?
Correct.
They are vulnerable. You can use
Have you
them to do
have you
anyhow.
seen where people are living on the island? The same island that has all the beautiful
That has
spots
all
and
the beautiful,
everything.
has but all those rich people are there. Is the same. When we had Larry on what the not an interview, the first episode. When we had Larry on here, he made it where he's like, first of all, the divide in Nigeria between there is no middle class in Nigeria. There's no middle class.
No,
There's
there's
no middle class, and that divide is
that
far
that that wall has been broken. The
has been
wall of
broken.
middle class has been
It
broken.
doesn't
So,
exist.
number one, if you're sending your child abroad for school, people automatically tag you as a rich man's child, even if your parents literally struggle to send you abroad.
Most of the time, borrow.
Exactly. And then they are paying, they are working through their teeth to actually settle the money that they borrowed because they will have to pay with interest.
Yeah.
You are seen as a rich man. Sorry. Uh, Omo Baba Olowo ni bobo yẹn. Like
Mm,
that boy is the son of a rich person.
mm,
And then when you are not able to send your child abroad, they believe that he will rot in the system. There's nothing he can achieve in life. When that mentality begins to kick in, and I believe it is that mentality is part of what has led to is what part of what culminated in this NSAS protest that is happening. Do you get? It's like, okay, now everybody is saying that, okay, it is not actually everybody that is a rich, that we see that and believe that is a rich man's child, that is actually a rich man's child.
true.
And that's what these guys were saying. Fowles, Mr. Macaroni, Reno were saying that When the government finally realized that we have had enough and that everybody are saying that, okay, we are being oppressed by the same set of people, they are actually afraid of the unity that Nigerians can bring. They're actually afraid of, because if you look at it, when this NSAS protest happened was when we had every money, every single penny spent was accounted for. How it was spent, where the money was sent to, the amounts that was remaining, even to the food that they were giving them.
Mm.
So at the end of it all anyways, I believe that the way it is now, our mindset has started to change,
Yeah,
and the government is not happy.
true.
So that was why they sent the military, so that they will show that even if you are united, we have the final say.
Yeah,
Even if you are united, we have the final say. So whatever you come and say, we'll definitely meet with brute force. That's why I said, if you remember that when we started, that's why I said, after I spoke with Popsy, I realized that Sanwo-Olu was set up to take the fall.
Hmm.
Sanwo-Olu was actually, because he is the chief security officer in Lagos State. There's nothing that wants to happen in the state that he will
How
not
you
know about.
wouldn't exactly.
So they
Exactly.
cannot just call military to come out of barracks
And you
just
will
like
not know.
this.
And there's no way. There's no way.
So that's just what I feel, Sha.
There's no way. I mean, look, I don't care who goes down. I don't care who pays. All I know is that I want to see people pay. I want to see people. It's sweeting me. I just want to see.
Don't worry.
I've never wished for anybody's
Footage
misery.
from the from next week. You start seeing footage from the camcorder.
What footage? I want to know what footage. If it's not wall, if it's not the wall that camera was facing, or if it's not black, because the lens cap was still on that camera. If
No,
it's
it
not
will be
black, you
showing.
see.
It will be showing yellow.
You know
The
down
color
them to
of the.
say, from the way Fashola brought out Hanky and
Yeah.
pick that camera, I want them to say, hey, did I need to go bust my head? If they say we tested the fingerprints on the camera and we identified so person as the original
See,
handler.
they have already started blowing my head because one, the judicial panel that they just set up yesterday, or the day before yesterday, they have already come out to say Fashola tampered with evidence.
I like it.
When I saw it, I'm like, oh
I like
really?
it.
Fashola tampered with evidence. So you people planned script and you did not plan the script to take. And then I saw another one. NBC finds channels Arise TV and AIT for covering the NSAS protest.
Come on, that's station we talk truth so we go watch you.
Honestly,
You know see us in how Punch and Vanguard and Guardian and all those people were initially making useless headlines and saying rubbish like clash between military and
yes now.
when their own journalists were now oppressed and put in trouble. Then after they're speaking truth. It's like, see your life. Now until you reach your house, now anything they pain.
Yes
Normally you
now.
can talk rubbish. Now until
Yes
you reach
now.
your house, now anything they pain. Okay, man.
We go do alright now, Flash.
Because even on our part as young people, another thing that this thing taught me is that before now, the reason why we could get to this point, the reason why these people have been going scot-free for a long time is because genuinely, even us we know, even though we are justified, but even us we know that we haven't been interested. We haven't been interested in whatever they do. We haven't been interested in politics because we just said to ourselves that they have no, they don't help in any way. So would rather just sort ourselves out. We'd rather just grind it out on our own. We'd rather just try to get our one job, try to make as much
Yes,
money,
now,
get our side
because
hustle, and get our own car,
because
get our own
the
house, and get our
Nigerian.
phone.
But then when you get the car, you safe inside the car. Is it not the same stupid police
That
officer?
is that is what is waking us up. You don't get the fact that it is now reaching us even when we decide to make our way by ourselves. The fact that
Yeah.
they're now imposing on us even living. That's what's now waking us up, and us now being interested in their business is now uncovering how silly they operate. Which is one thing that makes me happy, and which is one thing that I hope we will continue to be interested in them and in politics because at the end of the day, especially or maybe it's just us getting older and us just realizing that because remember when we were younger we were like, yeah man, old people watch news. Why we watch news? Well now we just see ourselves watching news and following news and looking for news and we're
Yes, now,
like so
because now it's affecting us directly.
yeah,
It's affecting us directly, and when stuffs affect you directly, then you
you
begin
wake
to
up,
speak out.
you wake up,
I just man, if you like, if you don't wake up, or yours your case.
hmm, you wake up, oh,
Ah,
man.
Shebi they say is all those buses that exploded.
You mean the one that
Nigeria,
dragons
the one
bought?
that dragon.
Okay.
Nigeria youths, yeah. But then, do you know the funny thing is, Yinka and I have actually had an encounter with these SARS people before, but then
Yeah?
nothing happened. Yeah, it was when we were going for our driver, when we were going to get our driver's license. It was very early in the morning because you know how the beggar VIO office is always crowded. So we got to that place where that Bigfoot is now at Beggar. You know that place now? That place where you can turn back to face the express.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We got there and then they stopped us. Yinka was driving that day. And then they were like, who owns the car? And then we go, is our mom's car. That day was the CRV we took out. We go, is our mom's car. And they're like, okay, they want to see the papers of the car. We show them the papers of the car. They're like, we should prove that. After showing them the papers, they were like, we should prove that the car is actually for our mom.
But that's what papers do now.
See, and that day, in
That's
my head, I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? One of their that that their blue bus that they used to write police on one side and special anti-robbery squad on the other side.
yeah.
That was the bus that they parked in front of the bus stop that day. We shall. How did they? Okay, one of their bosses now said they had to leave. That was how they gave us papers back, and we went to the VIO office. Dami, I'm in Scotland. I'm in Scotland. So that's basically it. Those SARS guys. There was this last time that I went home for Christmas. I was going to see a friend in Ikorodu. That is how, that turning from Ojota that you face K2.
Yeah.
They are always on at
They're
that
always
place.
they're always there. They're always
That's
there.
how that's how one stopped the Uber I took The guy was like, I carried that my green and white bag. The guy was now like, he wants to see what's in the bag. That I should open the bag. I said, oh God, there's nothing inside the bag. It's just swimming trunk that is inside. He said, open it. He has already signaled to the other one that was beside the car that that one should be coming. I was looking. I shall open the bag. He did not say anything. He gave me the bag back. He said, bring your phone. In my mind, I'm like,
Anytime I hear this phone thing, the thing that always trigger me, so I try to calm down.
in
I
my
try
mind, I'm
relax.
like, what do you want to use my phone for? I was like, bring your phone. I gave him the phone. He goes, unlock the phone. I'm like, oh God, there is nothing there. What do you want to see? I'm a student, if that's what you are looking for. He goes, okay, where's your ID card? I bring out the ID card and I show him. He goes, oh God, unlock this phone, Jerry. Waiting, they worry. When he started changing tone, I shall unlock the phone. The first place before God and man, the first place that this idiot went to was my WhatsApp. And Baba started searching for. The first thing Baba searched for was clients. I'm not joking.
These were thieves. They are
The first thing
thieves.
is so when he searched for clients, apparently I've had chats that have involved, me saying one thing that has to do with clients, sha. So Baba now goes, we don't catch him. He's one of them. I'm like, oh God, wait till you see where you say. He says, so who be all these clients when you follow these people talk? In my mind, I'm like,
Basically, they're trying to like, yeah, Yahoo boy.
I swear.
As per, yeah, say me your name as client. Hey, are these people dumb? Are
I
they
swear.
this?
So I shall go, Oga, it's just normal conversation that I'm having with my friends, and I'm at liberty to say whatever I want to say. That's how Baba goes. Okay. He did not want to release my phone. He now puts my phone inside his pocket. And I go, Oga found my phone now. The other one now came to meet me. I say, anything for your boys. Crazy, when he said that thing, I knew that if I did not drop something,
Exactly.
is either I end up in
Exactly.
station, is either I end up in station, or they would have come to see me inside hospital. I shall give the guy 500 naira. He now went to collect my phone from the other guy and gave me back my phone. Or more.
See, let's round up because it's not the countdown already. We'll round up.
Okay, no.
Because, man, what? Thanks for coming, man. I think Tom was asking if you've been live before. This
No, I
This is
haven't.
Bunmi's first time, and I'm happy he came live today. But Bunmi, thanks for coming, man. We go
Wow.
see you guys on Thursday. Stay safe. Have a good week. New video on YouTube coming this week. So, all right, y'all take it easy. Stay safe. And SARS, man. And SARS, man. And
All right,
Nigeria,
now.
man. All right, bye, you guys.
All right, now later.
Later, yeah.